Εξομολογήστε το Κύριο διαγραφός, αλληλούια, ότι στον αιώνα το έλεος αυτού, αλληλούια.
Listen to your sister. Listen to a woman who's old enough to be your grandmother. Yes.
Jesus.
Give her due respect by looking her in the eye. Come on. Decorum, mannerism. Look her in the eye, as though she's your grandmother.
I tell him, Muhammad borrowed Jesus, renamed him Isa, changed his character completely, and said.
Have a good discussion.
I mean, do you want to engage with the accusation?
Who's Isa?
Why not?
Good question. Who's Isa?
I mean, it's kind of just going to entail that she holds to a supposition that the referent of Christ is just going to underline. It just underlines a person who is fully God, who was crucified and persecuted under Pontius Pilate. But once you distort that supposition, once you distort that referent, it's just going to entail a completely different fictitious character. And through that, through holding to the Christian position, you can then argue that Islam, for a naturalistic account, just stole off the previous revelation.
Stole about the Trinity, stole about the very foundation of your religion.
I mean, were there 7th century Bibles in Arabic?
It spoke about there being 3 gods, didn't it? And it
Well,
said that
the issue is
there
that
no 3 gods.
my accusation.
So what exactly did Islam steal?
Yes, so my accusation isn't going to entail that he had direct access to the Gospels, because he
where's your-
didn't.
where's your
There was no
historical evidence?
7th.
Where's your historical evidence?
There is no 7th century Gospels in Arabic. So which means Muhammad.
So your argument is essentially that if there is no evidence, historically speaking, therefore it must be a fact. Is that the,
Yes,
is that the argument that you're making here?
So my argument entails that Muhammad had no access to the 7th century Gospels, and you already concede that his companions and Muhammad himself,
did I concede?
actually learned well according to the Sunni tradition.
Whoa.
Well, actually,
what do you know about me?
let me finish.
Wait.
Are you a Sunni?
There you go. The first question shouldn't have been presupposing that I'm a Sunni. The first question
Well,
should
from
have
what
been,
I've watched.
are you a Sunni?
So from what I've watched in your videos, you're Sunni.
And where have I said in my video that I'm a Sunni?
You are arguing.
Name me one video where you, and this is a challenge in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you've heard me say on camera I'm a Sunni?
So you are defending the Sunni tradition of Allah and Tawheed.
No, that's not the question, my friend. That's
yes,
not the question. That doesn't
because
necessarily
you
mean
understand
anything.
things without
So you-
having it possessed
so you-
in verbatim statements.
So
for
what you've
example,
done- what you've
if
done-
you're defending the
So
Sunni
you
tradition,
made an
are you going to
inference
interrupt me?
from yes, I am. I'm interrupting you now.
Okay, so
Because this is
if
not a
I
discussion, my
interrupt
friend.
you,
This is
you're
not a
going to
discussion.
complain. Because you were complaining that I had no decorum.
You can interrupt as much as you want.
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's fine. You carry on
Okay.
talking.
So
and I'm gonna interrupt
when
you.
you're defending
so your
the
argument is
Sunni
the inference
tradition-
from your argument is abductive in nature. It's the inference of the best explanation.
Well, it's a probabilistic
which is
argument.
Probabilistic. Well, I don't really deal in probabilistic arguments.
Do you not? Wait, so what's the contingency argument?
I thought you were
You've
going to-
used the contingency argument when talking of God. That's a probabilistic argument, as it poses that your God
Probabilistic
suffices.
argument,
Because it
but I'm not
suffices
talking about
the
it now, am I? I'm not
precondition.
talking about it now,
But
am I?
you've
I'm not
used
talking
it.
about it now,
You
am I?
said you don't
Am I
deal with
talking
them.
about- am I
Did
talking
you
about it
say
now?
you didn't deal
No.
in them?
No.
You said you didn't
I'm not
deal
talking
in
about
them.
it. I'm not
You
talking
didn't
about it now,
deal in
am I?
these arguments.
So, when you have
Yes.
the means of being able to speak to someone with a level of respect, then come back to me.
Wait,
In
you
that
said
time-
you were interrupting
No,
me.
No. I'm
Notice
talking about, I'm not
the
talking about now. I'm not
hypocrisy.
talking about now. I'm not
Notice
talking
the
about now. I'm talking
hypocrisy.
about in
You're-
general.
Okay, in
The way you
general,
behave.
you shouldn't be rude to me.
The way you. I'm being rude to the
You're
individuals who
interrupting
are
me.
rude to Muslims in
Okay,
general.
how about this? How am I being rude to Muslims in general?
Well, this is my reading of the way you go to Muslims week in, week out, badgering them and interrupting them purposefully, not even caring about who they're speaking about.
What's the main
so
argument?
therefore, from that, I can deduce that you are a rude individual.
Now I investigate the claims you've made about myself.
Are you going to deny that?
Yes.
How?
Because
this is a subjective argument I'm putting to you. How are you
Okay.
going to refute a subjective argument? That it is my
By questioning your
interpretation,
criteria.
my interpretation that you interject Muslims on a weekly basis.
Wait, subjective
without
opinions.
without
Subjective
without
opinions.
giving any regard to who they're talking to.
Because
So
subjective
therefore,
opinions.
ergo, you are a
Because-
rude individual.
because
On that
subje-
basis, I
yeah.
am not going to engage with rude individuals. So to you, like we say, lakum dinukum waliya din. To you, your religion, and to us, ours. That's it. That's
Well,
it. What are you going to say now?
So you
What are you
said
gonna say now?
yes, I'm going to respond. So subjective opinions can be
No,
more
no, no.
valid
To
than
you,
each
your
other.
religion, and to us, ours. In other words, the conversation is now
Yeah,
gone.
and
It's
my
dead.
argument is going to be that your religion is spiritually dead.
Okay,
and I can argue
okay,
that.
let me just
Now,
walk away and figure out how
that
that
verse,
relates
that
to what I've
verse-
just said to you there.
Because
Thank
that
you.
verse has
Thank you.
identified
Follow,
that these
follow.
religions are separate. I'm not going to move. So it's very simply, if you want to substantiate a claim that somehow I'm subjectively rude, you're going to have to grant that. Subjective opinions can be more valid than its predecessors. For example, I could argue to a better degree that I'm not rude compared to him. Now, he said that I had to establish a level of decorum when engaging in a discussion with him. But if that's the case, why then is he interrupting me? My argument initially to him was that the Fitra gives a crappy account of the Nous and EED, and because it does not have a doctrine which talks about how God dynamically interacts with creation, it leads to an issue theologically. Secondly, the sister posed the argument that the referent of Isa is a fictitious character compared to the referent of Christ, thus establishing or giving a grounding that Christ is historical. He continually, although speaks to unlearned Christians, would not engage with me, because for me, I would have a more broader and longer discussion.